It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Hi ho, hi ho, and the ho is Myke. What's up, my dude?
Nah, the damn thing. It's time to explore life, like the song says.
Oh God, I don't want to explore life.
I want to say one thing from the last podcast that we had, guys, since it's been a while.
Fucking retraction!
At least for us, it's been a while. Not retraction. We were talking about Umbrella Academy, and I kept saying shit about the cello and all that. I remember what movie it is now. It's called The Perfection.
The what now?
The Perfection.
Okay.
And I believe it was on Netflix or Amazon, but I believe it was Netflix that we watched it on. It's called The Perfection.
You were willing to remember the show, and then you didn't look it up.
I have it on IMDb. It doesn't say if it's on Netflix or not here.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a movie. It's not a show. It's just a movie. It's an hour and a half long drama, horror, thriller.
God forbid you got on the internet and, went and asked Jeeves or something.
Oh, that's so much work. This is a podcast. This isn't it's fucking CNN.
Wow. Okay. Sorry. God forbid we ever fucking fake news. Me. So, it's been a while. Even though, okay, maybe not for
everyone else, it's been like maybe 2 weeks or so, but for us, it's been.
I don't think so. You dropped one last week.
Yeah, but it depends on when this comes out. This comes out at the end of this week or next week. So, but for us, it's been like 2 weeks of no recording.
Yeah. So we got I don't know about you, but I got a pretty solid queue of shit that's either caught my eye and or I have finished.
Okay, go ahead then.
I get to go first. This
is
awesome. So I finally did it. I happen to have an Amazon Prime account. I don't. Hannah does.
I thought you guys had one previously already.
We have. I just don't really use it. I mean,
okay,
dude, the fucking 2-day shipping. Like, who the fuck am I that I need 2-day shipping that bad? And then 90% of the time, the shit that I order usually doesn't even qualify for it, so why even bother? But then you have the streaming service, and it pisses me off because then I get sucked in, which is exactly what they want.
Because they have they actually have a lot of good content.
Oh, they have great shit right now. Like, Good Omens is so on my radar right now because I love David Tennant. He is my doctor. He's 10 is my man. And so ever since I followed him, like, he's the only reason I watched the first season of Jessica Jones, because him as Kilgrave was fucking incredible. Could really give a toss about the show, but he's so good. He's just really, really good. But
The Man in the High Castle is a show I want to start watching on there.
I've heard about that. I just don't know if that's my bag. I don't know.
It's like an alternate reality bullshit type thing. Like, what if the Nazis won type of deal. Yeah. So
if I'm gonna watch something like that, I actually want to watch Overlord, that J.J. Abrams one.
Yeah.
Which he didn't like. I don't think he directed or wrote it or anything. I think he just produced it, but it looks awesome. It's got Fitz in it.
Okay.
I have a feeling he's probably gonna die though, which bums me out, but I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Another good show on there I watched. I haven't finished it. It's an anthology series, so it doesn't matter where you start. Because every episode's different. It's like Black Mirror on Netflix. It's Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams. And
never even heard of it.
It's really cool. It's like Black Mirror. Each episode's its own solid story. Some of them are more like an hour and a half, so they're like a movie. But there's some pretty cool ones in there. Joe Buscemi's like the lead in one of them.
I still have to. Do you say
Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi. Did I say Joe? I said Joe.
Yeah, I was like, well, because then you cut out a little bit, so I was like, did he say Joe Pesci or did he say Steve Buscemi? Those are two extremely different people. Speaking of fucking Joe Pesci, What the fuck, Disney? What are you doing?
Oh, the reports of Disney.
Why, like, are we really gonna see a potential fucking return of the Sticky Bandits?
So, all right. So, if
Or
you
are
guys
they the
haven't
Wet
heard,
Bandits to you?
If
Which
people
one's
haven't
yours?
fucking heard, yeah, you're right. If people
don't
haven't
tell me.
heard, Disney is
want-
planning on doing
Don't do it.
a reboot of the Home Alone series. The original series is from what I've heard. Like,
yeah.
But they want to do, from the reports I read, they're wanting to do a reimagining. But I would say they're spend 5 Home Alone movies in total. So you've already
Is there really
reimagined
been
the
5?
story. Yeah.
I
There
knew about
was
3.
1, 2 were Macaulay Culkin. 3 was
Yeah.
the one
The
with
good ones.
the stupid, like the
It was
thing.
the kid with the robot and the remote control car.
Yeah, the
and the
remote
parrot and
control
shit.
car. Then there was another one with the stupid brother from Third Rock from the Sun was one of the bad guys. And then there was another one I've never even seen. So,
Yeah.
there's 5 of them. Yeah.
I forgot about those. Yeah, I never watched those.
And
I actually did not hate the third one. The fact that there was a completely different kid, just put in another
the
situation.
third one was actually the better of the sequels, even just advertised. And you get
Yeah, I agree with
ScarJo
that.
as a young girl in it too. So
Oh wow, I didn't even remember that. But
and she's the sister, well, the older sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. But the first 2 are so good.
But when I read all these things, they're talking about doing that story, the McAllister story, and
Yeah.
everything like that. And I'm like, but then they're like, we want to reimagine it for nowadays. And I'm just thinking nowadays, like, go to your neighbor's house. There's fucking internet. You leave a kid home alone, he's not gonna give 2 shits.
He's got a ring light. He's got the Ring doorbell thing for Amazon. He's gonna push the thing and be like, "Sup, bitches?" Or like he's gonna like tweet like, "I'm being robbed."
Right.
He's gonna live stream it on
Maybe
fucking
live stream,
Twitch.
or he's just gonna be gaming all the time. And then not only that, I think I posted this online. I'm not sure, but it's like you do that in nowadays climate of what we have going on. Like I get it, you want to update it for kids these days, whatever. Any kid, my kid would just be like, I'm just gonna go play games, and he's 10. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you take that and. In the original, anyways, they contacted the police. Let the police know that they left their kid home alone and left the freaking state. Those parents would get the kids taken away from them nowadays. Fuck that shit. Like, reimagine.
Yeah.
Disney wants to show how families get separated because they're stupid sometimes. Like, come on. Like, I don't see any reason to do a reimagining of that story. If you want to keep continuing like Fox did for a while, with other stupid things, fine. Maybe you can get another hit, but why remake?
But why?
With the
Yeah.
same
Why
characters?
why and try to do that? Like, why not do it in a different way? Like maybe like summer camp.
Yeah.
He's stuck at a summer camp and like.
Or if you really want to do the stuff like that, bring Macaulay Culkin in. Make it he's the dad.
That'd be funny. That'd actually be funny. I just don't touch it. The first 2 are so good. Like, why bother? And you got to, and again, I would argue, third one's not that good, but they got away with it. It was fine. Why bother? Like, why fucking bother? Just because you have it doesn't mean you need to do something with it, Disney. Like,
This is what I'm
calm the
talking
fuck
about.
down.
And then in the same article I read, when they're talking about launching that, they're also going to be doing some new launches of Cheaper by the Dozen, which I think that
Why?
did 3 movies. I believe they got 3 movies out of that original one
Sure.
with Steve Martin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Tom Welling, fucking CW Superman
oh yes.
from fucking
Yeah.
Smallville.
Yeah.
Who is returning for Crisis? We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember where I put that on here because
Hashtag
they
got
were
my
talking
Superman.
about a bunch of different.
Fucking give me Dean Cain.
Apparently, I didn't post it on my page. But yeah, they were talking
On your
about
MySpace
a bunch
page?
of different. Yeah, my MySpace page.
Fucking old fuck. Fucking you call it? You hanging out with Tom? You go have an old fashioned with him? You fucking nerd.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, dude. I mean, I get it though. Disney needs to make some money, man. They are fucking hemorrhaging money right now, apparently.
Yeah.
Because fucking Galaxy's Edge, their Star Wars attraction, is apparently fucking bombing. And deservedly so.
Which one?
Fuck them.
In California, I know the one in Orlando just opened.
Come on, the only one that everybody cares about. Orlando, baby.
Okay. Oh, along with Home Alone, I just pulled up the article. It was cheaper by the dozen that they're planning on doing stuff with, whether it be on the Disney Plus platform, like making him into a TV show or not. They're also talking
Why
about...
would you even consider a fucking
Right.
TV show?
Right.
Why? What would you even do? What are you going to do every episode? Like, you watch him build each booby trap? Like, what the
Every
fuck?
episode, the parents leave him home.
Just turn him into a fucking serial killer, and he goes and, like, puts booby traps in everybody's house.
I still like the wording of them saying we want to reimagine it for like the technology and shit that we have available now. I would say the third one did that decently. And I mean, granted, the tech wasn't as advanced then, but still.
Easy. He just buys 4 drones and just fucking puts a different weapon on each one. There you go.
I believe
Put some knives on a Roomba.
One of them, they actually did use a drone. One of the remakes.
There you go. Then you put some knives on a Roomba, so when it spins around, it slits your Achilles. Oh, God. Oh, that actually hurt me.
It was the
Ow.
the fifth one. The fifth one. I did watch it. We just watched it this past year or so.
Oh, my God.
Where the kid, he was home alone, and the only person
wow,
he would talk
really?
to
Was he?
is he
fucking
would
blew
get
my mind.
onto a gaming system, and the guy he was like playing the game with at the beginning of the movie was like the one who was like, dude, call the cops, like it was an adult and shit.
Oh my God.
And spoilers for that
Was
movie,
it Noob
I guess.
Master? Was it
But,
Noob
like,
Master 69?
No. But
Fucking-
yeah, it was.
Must have been Korg.
They've already reimagined it. Okay, guys, we don't need it again. Especially, why fuck with the same thing? Like, call it something else too, maybe.
But who cares? Like, why can't just stories that were good for that
I told
time
you this
just
was
be
going to
good
happen
for that
with
time?
all the
They could just be
brands.
good.
With all the brands that they got from Fox, I told you this shit was going to happen.
The only way I would like make a joke for it, could you imagine a space one? I'm not kidding, dude. Like, he's on like a Starship Enterprise type thing, and
So
he accidentally launched himself out of the fucking Federation, whatever, and some aliens tried to board him. It'd be fucking
I want to
hilarious.
segue off of that real quick. But before I do, the other one, besides Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I don't care about that,
Yeah.
was Night at the Museum.
I mean, honestly, that one kind of does lend itself.
It lends
But
itself to be open more, but not to be remade.
My big problem with that is I felt those movies were too short-sighted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they show off everything. It's like Old West and cavemen and Egyptians. And it's like, even like in real life, museums have like attraction weekends. Like, it's Dinosaur Week, or like, we're going to bring all the Egyptian stuff over here. King Tutankhamun's going to come through, and we're going to do this. Oh, my soul. And no, don't bless me. Don't do it. I'll go to hell. But it just felt like, since they like blew their load so hard, I don't know. I felt like Night at the Museum really lent itself to multiple like stories and franchises.
That would be
like,
one you could do a show with.
Yeah, that would have actually been a pretty good. I don't know, like a multi-season one. But
No,
like
like
8-episode miniseries would have been awesome.
Oh yeah.
You could have almost. Could you imagine a reimagining of Night at the Museum where they made it more of like a thriller? Like, no, I'm not kidding. Like, almost like the guy training the new kid. You can't tell if the old guy's kind of kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guy like gives him instructions about this,
or
that,
take
and
the
he's figuring
stupid
it out.
tablet to a wax museum, once in a while.
Ooh, that fucking dude, that'd be creepy as shit. It would just be like
Plus,
that
how
fucking
many
shitty Paris Hilton
celebrities they
movie.
could get to like, just drop
I'd make
in.
the argument that movie already got made, but like I feel like it could be made better. It was that what was it called? Wax House or Wax or something? It had Paris Hilton in it.
Oh, the wax museum. Yeah.
No, it was like Wax House.
the Wax
No way
Museum.
they called it Wax Museum.
Yeah,
No
because it was a
way.
remake. It was a remake of the original horror movie.
What? I don't believe you. That feels like propaganda.
The Wax Museum.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. I refuse.
Horror movie. Boom, boom, boom. House of Wax. That's what it's called.
See, fuck you. See, I said Wax House, so I was wrong too. So fuck me right back.
Which she was pissed about that movie because they always advertised the whole thing just of her like dying. That was like their main advertisement.
Well, I mean, that's what everybody wanted to see
At the time, yeah.
right? Now she's just nobody remembers her.
She actually does a lot of stuff with VR, some VR company.
Cool. I'm sure she does plenty.
So
I've heard she's taken plenty as well. It's all good. Allegedly. Oh God.
But no, so
You wanted to segue off something.
oh yeah, off the space thing. Yeah. They kind of want to try and do a Fast and Furious movie in space.
No, 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 please. No, no, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Like, what are they going to do? Like, could you imagine? Okay. Let me tell you, that would be like a great, like, college humor sketch where, like, they did, like, a Fast and Furious thing and they had, like, every cool ship from, like, all the things. Like, it's, like, a bunch of X-Wings and Y-Wings versus the Enterprise versus, like, you know, like, all those fucking little bullshit ships.
No, dude, it's Fast and Furious. They would make it look like the hot riding teenagers from Dimension X. The cars.
That would
and shit.
require me to know what that is.
You don't know from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, I gathered that from Dimension X, but
Yeah.
you threw the other stuff in there. Yeah.
hot rod riding teenagers. Google it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
My lack of fanboy is showing. You said Hot Rod, and I immediately went to Andy Samberg, and I'm like, what a fucking great movie. Fucking Christ. Dude, I would totally still watch a Space Home Alone though. I'd argue it'd be like Zathura anyway, but whatever. Again, this was like, I think I brought this up like in our first like 5 podcasts. Fucking Zathura, go fucking watch it. One of the most underrated fucking, I don't even know. Would it sci-fi? It's probably sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
Sci-fi fantasy, whatever.
Yeah.
It's essentially a sequel to Jumanji. It's Jumanji, but a different game.
It's Jumanji in space.
It's literally that. It's so minus the fact that it's not called Jumanji.
And the game's not like made of wood. It's like a bunch of metal and shit like that. You know, the board game. But it's actually a board game.
Spoilers, spoilers for the make of the game. That's cool.
Fuck off. I don't care. But no, I found that funny. I was like, how the hell would you do a Fast and Furious in space? I mean, granted, they barely get in cars anyways.
I just told you. Why would you use a car? You'd use ships.
Ugh.
Use spaceships.
Don't help them.
I'll race you to the first constellation.
I watch the Fast and Furious movies still just because they're still fun, and that's about it. There's no like real movie to those movies.
There's no real movie to those movies. Would we like to try that again?
Nope. I'm just gonna leave it.
I like it. Let it lay. I'll hit it where it lies. I had to hit it off Frankenstein.
That's what makes this podcast great. That's what you said, right? You know, we just say whatever the fuck we think of right away.
Right. That's great.
Sure.
What?
Yeah, no. Speaking of Fast and Furious, the Hobbs and Shaw movie, I guess is doing pretty decent. I haven't watched that yet.
I want to see it, dude.
I want to see that in theaters too because it's like it's the action movie.
I really want to see
that you need to see. Great action movie. I'm hoping. I've heard nothing but like good stuff about it being like a good movie, but then I'm also seeing a lot of people posting like scenes from the original Fast and Furious and being like, how the fuck did we go from this to like this?
Yep.
And I'm
Do you
like,
remember that?
yeah.
Remember that really sad moment when Mouse got like fucking killed like on the front lawn? Spoilers for Fast and Furious. And like
the movie's like Super old. We don't have to.
Some people haven't seen it. You don't know. But it doesn't matter. I ruined it for you anyway. Yeah, what the fuck? They used to just be about drag racing. Essentially.
Well, essentially drag racing and
undercover cop stealing.
Yeah, like well, not even drugs. It was kind of like
they were
Robin
stealing
Hood.
electronics.
It was
they were
like
just robbing
Robin Hood,
trucks.
though, wasn't it?
No, they were not Robin Hood. They were stealing. Shit.
I have to go back and watch the first one. It's been a long time. The first
They
one
were
came
just
out
thieves.
in what 2001. Yeah.
God, probably.
There was another The Fast and the Furious from 1954. You want to hear the synopsis for that?
Bring it.
A trucker framed for murder breaks out of jail, takes a young woman hostage, and enters her sports car in cross.
The way you said that, you said he entered her? What?
And it says, and enters her sports car in cross-border road race, hoping to get to Mexico before the police catch him.
I can't figure out if writing was hard or if reading was
No,
hard. Either way, that's really
exactly
bad.
what it says.
Wow.
That's, there's zero periods, commas, or anything.
Oh God. I
Starred
wish women had zero periods.
Starred people I have never heard of. So.
God, since there was an old one, that reminds me. I kind of want to watch the original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Was there a sequel or a remake of it?
Yeah, the Angelina Jolie one and Nicolas Cage. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the original one actually had like the Rat Pack in it or something weird. Like I think like Dean Martin's in it, or am I crazy?
The one from 1974.
Yeah, I might also be thinking of Ocean's 11 or whatever. Because the Rat Pack was the original.
It had H.B. Halicki.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Hal McClane. Yeah, there's no names that.
Troy McClure?
George Cole, James McIntyre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of people I don't know. But I still want to see it. I actually really like the Gone in 60 Seconds remake. So
yeah.
I was a big fan. That was good Nicolas Cage.
Dude, the Fast and Furious franchise started in 2001. That's been going on for 18 years.
It's absurd.
That's
dude,
older than the MCU, dude.
Fucking Supernatural's ending after like 15 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's sad. I've been watching a lot of interviews with them this year.
It took 18 years though for Fast and Furious to get a spin-off. Unless you count Tokyo Drift, I guess.
I would argue Tokyo Drift is a spin-off. Yeah.
They just kind of like incorporated it in.
Fuck, I'd argue the franchise is a spin-off of itself. Shit got crazy. It's kind of like Resident Evil was always kind of insane, but it did also jump the shark a little bit.
The same thing happened with Underworld. Underworld did the same shit.
That sucks, dude. Talk about a franchise that like, how'd you fuck that up so bad?
Which one?
Like Underworld?
Yeah.
It was vampires versus werewolves. It seemed pretty simple. Like, you just fucked that all up.
It started going weird after they did 1 and 2, and then I think the third one was like a prequel. And then after that, it was
the Blood Wars or whatever. Yeah.
When it took place like way back in the like ancient times or
something. They
shit.
legitimately just thought Kate Beckinsale being in leather would just be the selling point, would just be hot enough.
Didn't her husband like make those movies or something?
Yeah, I believe that was like no, wait. Was that the other way around? Because Mila Jovovich married the director of Resident Evil. I don't know if Kate Beckinsale did the same thing. But if it did,
whoever directed the Total Recall remake is who she's married to.
Oh, okay. Which that movie sucked. It was really fun to look at, but God, what a piece of shit.
Especially going from like Arnold's, at least they went to space and shit. But I guess in the story, in the actual book, Total Recall, they never actually went to Mars.
Who cares?
But I was like, dude, I don't care. That story's cooler. You get to see 3 boobs on one chick.
It's like big fucking who cares, man. It's another one of those moments where I'm like, that's why I don't really give a shit about source material unless I got to it first. You know what I mean? It's like I always tell people, it's like it's the hardest thing is that I always say that argument's always difficult. It's like, do you go watch the movies first and then go to the book, or do you do the book and then go to the movie? Because regardless of whatever happens, the book will never be as good as the movie. It's just not going to be. Or no, the other way around. Sorry. The movie will never be as good as the book, because the book has more time. And it has time, and it has as long as it wants to, like, and all the space that it can provide to give you ideas and flesh out your comments and all this stuff. And then you end up in a movie, and it's like, yeah, you got to pack it in for time, or you're restricted, or maybe some elements won't translate, and like on a technological level or whatever.
That's why I feel like some of these, like, the comic book movies fail at too, because they try and do, everything that's in the books.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes they're just like, we're not going to do anything that's in the book.
Oh, and when they
hope
do
to
that,
God,
though, when they do that, that annoys me. I'm like, at least appeal to the people who read them. That's why you're buying the property, right?
Yeah.
So at least appeal to them, but at the end of the day, don't give them everything, because not everything is cool. Yeah. And like, really, at the end of the day, it's like, there are people who are just, they'll eat anything, dude. This is actually what I was thinking about for the last 2 weeks, because I've been going really hard on movie reviews, like reviewers, and like trying to.
Are you really trolling them yet? You need to troll them, dude.
I'm about to get there. I really want to get to a point. I would die to get on a couple of these other podcasts that people are doing, just to chat with them, not to be like, I think you're dumb. Because they, there's multiple people, so some make good points, and
get them on ours. Yeah,
fucking, that'd be great. They're way too.
I don't know who you're talking about. So
it's the EFAP crew. They're my big guys right now that I listen to, because they have a bunch of people that, like, they bring in guests, and they've even, like, they'll like review other reviewers and break them down. Even to a point where they were like doing constructive stuff, like going like, this makes no sense, this wasn't in the movie, you're making it up, shit like that.
Right.
And then they'd end up, and they do it live, and it's like 5 fucking hours long sometimes. They've even done 8 and like 11-hour casts. It's insane. And but like, sometimes the person in the video will get tweeted by people that they're doing it, and then they'll show up in the chat. And then they'll find out they're in the chat, and then bring them on.
Right.
Like, literally, as they're going, they'll bring them in and be like, okay, so do you want to defend yourself? Like, why'd you completely lie here? Like, what happened? They're like, I don't know, I just like the movie. Yeah. It's like, and I like shit like that. And ever since, I got to a point where I was sitting back and thinking about, like, the way I review movies, the way other people do it, and I'm just kind of... I'm like at this weird impasse where it's like,
a lot of people look at it like, because I will say this, like, when I do them, usually it's just first thoughts or like my first takeaway from the movie, and if I loved it, I'll like fanboy the fuck out like I did for the Spider-Man one. You guys can check that out on YouTube if you want. There you go. But there is a point where, like, if you're reviewing a movie, a lot of times when people are listening to you, they're wanting more detail than just like the shit that you like.
But I'd argue there's a difference between saying, like, and a lot of it tends to be like the way people title their videos and shit like that. It's like, there's a difference between going, this is a review, and I loved it, and this is great, and this was super fun, and I did this. But then you go, but once you make a definitive statement,
you gotta say
then
something
you have
else
to qualify it. Once you go, oh, this is easily the best Spider-Man movie I've seen. It's like, okay, now we're...
But you gotta say, why is it the best one? And always, like, that people can say it like, this is the best. If you word it right, you say, this is the best Spider-Man movie that I've seen. Like, that I think this is the best one for me. Rather than just saying, this is the best Spider-Man movie, period.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to, have a lot of shit to say to you, especially because Raimi's 2. That's Doc Ock, right? Yeah. That one is like praised by everybody.
Dude, I fucking love it. It's still
Across
good.
the board.
Dude, both of them are really still good. I watched a couple of commentaries for those first two, for all three of the Sam Raimi ones actually.
Yeah.
And man, it blows your mind. You kind of forget how good those first two were for like what they had and what they decided to do. Granted, like I don't think any Spider-Man movie right now has been a very good adaptation of the comic book yet.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think I would argue Into the Spider-Verse is about the closest you've gotten to like a decent actual like it's not Peter Parker's story, but it's like it feels like you're getting a
Spider-Man story that's more relative to the comics.
It just feels good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt better.
Because, I mean, granted, in the comics, Peter Parker does train Miles Morales for a while. But in this one, you know, he had, in the movie, it's kind of like that. You kind of get that feel that he's still, you know, because there is a Peter Parker that's got his back kind of when he's not, like, being above himself.
It's just hard. I feel like the movies kind of just don't want to take the time to play with that. He's having issues back and forth about being Spider-Man. Like they delve into it in all of the franchises, but they just do it on a superficial level, and it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But to go back about the reviewing thing, I was sitting here thinking like my biggest problem is like I have to defend myself about why I think quality of movies are going down, and I'm getting really sick of general audiences being the ones that we pander to.
Yeah.
And I finally figured out why it pissed me off so much. It was because...
Could you text me?
No. You have your reasons. I don't necessarily...
You don't have to agree with my
reasons,
shit, but...
but you have them. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm talking more that people will fucking... The people that, like, fight the real fan, like, the people who, like... you know, cared about the first three movies, like when they fuck up Luke Skywalker and screw up continuity and like damage lore and do all that shit. Yeah. I go, the reason I hate you is because you guys are so strong about coming after us. We just want a good movie. And they're like, well, so wait. It. I go,
are you saying like the people who defend like the original three but hate the prequels and shit? Or like...
I'm talking more like...
The people that just defend across the board.
I'm going to say it the other way. It's like, I'm going to reverse it and just say people who defend The Last Jedi, even though it's a complete piece of shit, not only as like a continuation of lore and story, but also on a technical level, like on a writing level, it's just complete garbage.
That's the one that just came out last year, or like 2 years ago, right?
3 years ago or whatever. It's like 2 or 3 years. But it's so fucking prevalent because it's such a piece of shit. Like that it gets talked about almost on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And with the new one coming out, it's like, there's no way they can salvage it. They've already burned this to the ground.
It's funny, though, when you see, because I watch a lot of reviewers, too, just to see what they're going to say about stuff. Usually I'll wait a while until I've already formed my own opinion, too. Like, it's solidified in my brain. This is how I feel. I don't care what the fuck anyone else says.
See, I'm getting to a point where I've always been able to compartmentalize. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, somebody could actually spoil something for me, and I think I'd still be fine because I'm following the movie as I'm going.
Like with Endgame, because I actually just listened to our Endgame podcast today again, and it's like, because with that movie, I watched it, and then I watched it again, and then I sat around and listened to it a little bit here and there. And then it's like I wanted to get my own opinion out because especially with a movie of like that big, just like Star Wars, when you're dealing with big movies like that.
Yeah, and that's so
everyone
different than
has
like
an
a
opinion.
movie, like a movie coming out versus this is a culmination of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and there's still people out there too that love the shit out of Endgame, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I it's hard sometimes.
The word perfect gets thrown around.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it has to do with people just see the numbers again, the box office numbers. It's like it doesn't make it a good movie. Avatar was in that running for what, 10, 20 years?
No, I think it's because people want to go see the dangly keys. That's why people think Godzilla's great. Literally arguments for the fact that like all the actual story in Godzilla is completely trash. Like the new King of the Monsters. Or
I
like
haven't
the
seen
new,
it. I want to see it
of
just to
Godzilla.
watch the monsters fight. That's
well,
honestly
that's what
all
everybody
I
says, and everybody's like, "It's a Godzilla movie. It doesn't need to have a good story." And I go, "Well, but can't it though? But why can't it though? What a stupid argument."
I mean,
so
no,
but this is let me finish
Okay.
what I was saying, because that's actually a perfect example of what I was trying to conclude.
Okay.
Is you get that argument a lot. It's a such and such movie. Why does it matter? It's a kids movie. It doesn't matter. Why is it gotta have a good?
Right.
At that point, why can't you just shut the hell up and let mommy and daddy talk? Because let the smart people who know how to write a coherent story write the story, because you idiots will obviously love anything we put out. So why not let us have the coherent story and make the lore work and do all this really good shit? Because you guys are going to like it no matter what.
Right.
So why can't we try to make it for everyone, not just the common general audience that's gonna forget about it?
And a lot of the stuff too, and we talked about this in the Endgame cast as well. It's like a lot of the stories are dumbed down so much so that kids can understand them more.
Which I still do not understand.
I don't understand why they do that still. Like, I mean, there are kid movies, there are adult movies, and then there are family movies that can have like the underlines that the kids don't need to get every little thing in them, you know?
But why does that matter? I still don't get that. Like, if it's a kids movie, who cares? It could still have good writing and themes and undertones and
we had
innuendos and
in
all
the
kinds of
90s
weird
there were
stuff.
so many kids things that had a lot of decent writing in them.
Yeah.
You know, that were
Hey
made
Arnold.
for kids.
Hey Arnold, All Real Monsters, Doug, fucking pretty much Nickelodeon killed it.
Fucking
for, like, 5
Animaniacs,
years.
bro.
Animaniacs, great. Tiny Toons, Looney Tunes, fucking just all kinds of good shit. And it's just like
The original Teen Titans cartoon.
beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
They had to dumb that down even just for kids.
Batman the Animated Series. Fucking
Beyond.
You could throw all of these things in front of a kid now and it would be so amazing.
Toy Story.
Toy
1,
Story, absolutely.
2,
absolutely.
maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Depends on if you like. I mean, it was a decent ending, so I'll give it to you. I didn't really care. I honestly didn't care past 1. I thought it was a cool premise.
Yeah.
Why bother go any farther? But whatever. That's just always been my thing. Is just like, why not just let the people give? Because like, if I watch, I'll trigger some people. Game of Thrones season finale or series finale. It's like, you know, people would be like, God, you're really going to talk about? Yeah, because it proves you moved off to something else. You don't care. Like, this was supposed to be a show that went like 9 years. It took 9 to 10 years to get it started and finished. And it was like, the books are pretty beloved, man. And like, this was like a phenomena. Like, it was a show that had like everybody watching it. Like, even, you know, just whatever random general audiences were just fixated, and every Sunday people had to watch this stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like the people who were seriously invested in it, like, their opinion doesn't matter. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would just like to see movies get better. I'm just watching them get worse.
Well, a lot of that comes to this is how I feel, because we have so many, like hundreds of thousands of movie reviewers out there now, like all across every platform that everybody runs to, and it's like,
I think I know what you're about to say, and I'm curious
maybe
which direction you're
you
about
might
to take this. Yeah.
But like, we have all these reviewers, and a lot of them either pander to the studios,
yeah,
or they pander to the fans of these movies, so they don't want to call out the bullshit in the movies for fear that their fans will leave them too. And when the studios are still seeing like all these good movie reviews coming in, or all these fans are still, you know, following these people here that are praising their movies, whether it's YouTube or articles or wherever the hell you want to get your movie knowledge from, it's like, you know, so then they just they keep on putting out the bullshit because everyone's just pandering now. Like the studios are pandering to everybody, and even the movie reviewers who are not supposed to do that do it. And it's one of those things. It's like we need more people with a lot more integrity to call out that bullshit and not worry about, am I going to lose a sponsor here or there? Good sponsors are going to get you because they like that you're saying, the truth, or you're staying in.
I don't know. The truth is a very unvalued thing right now, and
also the truth can also be a very subjective and.
A truth cannot be subjective.
Or no, it's not subjective.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Like what some may think is true about a movie's plot, and then others might think completely different of it.
But see that again. That's where the problem is with plots and stuff. Because you liked it doesn't make it coherent or make it good or make it structurally sound. There's a reason why classes exist on this shit. There's a reason why there are creative writing classes. There are movie schools. There are, MLA and AMA shit exists. Writing styles exist. People have to learn to do this stuff. But I think we've gotten so far away from it that we're just kind of letting everything skate by. It was somebody said the other day, you don't want to hear someone's opinion. You want to hear your opinion come out of you don't want to hear somebody else's opinion. You're looking for your opinion to come out of somebody else's mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something akin to that, which I would absolutely agree with the YouTube review stuff, because I was a huge fan of CinemaSins like 6 or 7 years ago. Like, I was a huge fan.
I'll read this. I don't mean to cut you off. It says, you see, people don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth. That's the exact quote. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Buzz Lightyear holding on to Woody, and he's scared, and it's funny.
Oh my God, that's funny. I mean, I get it. I've fallen victim to that a few times. Like, you look for the comments and you want to find the guy who said the same thing as you so you could like him and go, yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah, you always want to, agree with somebody or have somebody, agreeing on it with you. But then there's other times where you're just like, in the opposite, you want to scour the internet and find somebody who's completely against that, and like troll the fuck out of them until they either change their mind or block you.
See, I don't do that anymore. I used to. Now I want to actually genuinely hear the other side, because
I actually have been like getting a little better, and I still like to fuck with people. But I kind of want to get these people like on a podcast with us maybe and be like, what's your stance on this? Not like political bullshit, but like the movie type
and
stuff.
Not even so like I'm like, I just want to know why. I want to know what your standards are. I want to know what is your bar when you walk in? What's your checklist when you go into a movie? It's like, well, I had fun. It's like, okay, you say you have fun. What's fun to you? Yeah. It's like, well, I like good music. Okay, so you're a music person. Okay, cool. What do you think about this? Or like, well, I don't know. I just want something that's bright and looks good. Okay, what looks good to you? A period like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou has like it's a period piece, so it's shot on film. They tend to go a little grainier just on purpose. Or like for me, that looks good because they nailed their aesthetic, and I'm like, this looks great. I love this. Their color palette's really kind of beige and bland and beat up, but that was the point. Now you go to like something like Last Jedi, it's shiny, it's polished, it's colorful, it's bright. It's like, that's what you're looking for? Like, is that what you consider pretty? Because, you know what I mean? Like, that's where you start to get to the subjective shit. And I'm just kind of like, okay, now I can work with that. And people are like, whoa, work with that? I'm like, well, because now I can have a conversation with you. It's like,
you know where their standards are, like, and I think we've talked about this off cast, but we can talk about it on cast. I don't care. Like with me and you, like, I like some weird shit sometimes, and I'm not sure if it's because like of the style or anything, because like the story, like I can look at shit and be like, yeah, this is horrible. Like There's so many people aren't gonna like this. So many people probably will never watch this, or even will ever hear of it. But I'll still watch it, and like I'll fall in love with it for like the next 2 weeks or so, and that'll be like my jam. And I'm like, I'll quote the shit, whatever. Case in point, the fucking Jason Mewes' directorial debut movie. That movie is all over the fucking place.
What is it? Is it Madness in the Method or Method in the Madness?
Madness in the Method.
Because I started watching it. I got about 17 minutes in, and then the fucking app kept killing.
Yeah.
Kept dying, so I couldn't finish it out.
It's funny. I mean, and it was good to see Stan Lee in another role, too, before he passed. So he gets to show up in there. But yeah, it was one of those movies that's literally everywhere. I mean, you got in 17 minutes, and you already could tell. Like,
I think I even said I'm 7 minutes in, and I can't tell what this is.
Yeah.
It just felt like Jason Mewes literally just
like it has
took
the
all his
roots
highlights
to be a very. If he wanted to go that way, you could have taken the same story and made a really good indie drama that probably could have won some awards.
If he would have taken all of the fan servicey shit out, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because like his cartoony backstory thing, it's like now I feel like we're in a documentary.
Yeah. Well, that's also another fan thing because he's in charge of doing like some animated movie that they're working on too.
But see, it's still weird though. He was mixing and matching. It was really strange. It was like watching like. The movie was literally like a visual representation of like when people buy pants and just put like 900 patches on it. You know what I mean?
It kind of the animation thing kind of reminded me at the beginning of Grease when they go into the jump into the animation.
But see, I would argue that was for the title sequence though. That wasn't
right.
That,
the animation he does is more for like backstory and all that.
Which is weird because it's like, why would you do that?
Not only that is like most of the people who are seeing this already know
exactly. I don't
who
need
the
your
fuck you are.
backstory. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And honestly, and given the way the movie was going, it was so abrupt. Like the dialogue was so obvious that I was like, I don't even know if we needed it. I bet you $1 million the movie's going to explain all of that stuff as you go. You didn't even need all of that setup.
Right.
I could have watched it. I think that's a big thing with writers nowadays is they don't trust their audience to sit and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
not
what
sure
I mean?
who wrote that one. I know he directed, but he didn't write it.
I
I'm
refuse
not sure.
to believe he didn't help write
He probably
that one.
was like there being like, oh, you should do this.
He dictated it, I bet.
I'm not sure how far he got, but when they like introduced his wife, I was expecting like his real wife to be in there, Jordan. But no, they have like I think it's the actress from what is it, Deadpool, I think? The first Deadpool movie, like the buff chick. I think it's her.
Gina Carano?
I believe so. I would have to look it up. She looked like her. Or she looked familiar. But that's who plays his wife.
If she could act better, she was still my first pick for Wonder Woman, by the way.
I could see that. Yeah. I could totally see that.
Big MMA fighter chick who's actually kind of cute. Like, come on. She'd have been great.
Like, I was just so confused by that movie, too. But I still, like, watched it. And, like, as soon as it ended, I remember I texted you. I was like, holy fuck balls, dude. Like,
yeah. Even you were like...
I was like, this shit's all over.
I liked it, but I don't know. Like, it was everywhere, man.
Yeah, Gina Carano plays his wife.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna finish it just because it's interesting. Because I really didn't like a lot of the other movies he's done.
Yeah.
So
you said something about a vampire one. I don't know of any vampire one. He
had some weird vampire one. I can't remember what it was called.
He did some one that took place in the prison. Had nothing to do with Kevin Smith or anything. Like he does a lot of random stuff. It took place in a prison. He was like a transgender person in jail. It was really weird. Yeah, but
yeah, I'm definitely.
That's it on that one. I just wanted to give people an example. Like John and me definitely don't agree on that much stuff nearly as much as anyone wants to think so, just because we do
I
the
would
cast.
say 60% of the time, maybe
I
guess. And
I have this weird thing though where I like a lot of random indie shit, that
Well, you
like
also
can be
seek
so
out
bad.
random indie shit
Yeah.
too. See, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm.
And I'll be
I
honest, the indie stuff really came more from. I got into it more from like horror movies.
Yeah, I would say you
Because-
like low, but well, and it's like those are more creative though.
Yeah.
They're more fun.
Yeah.
See, my thing is I guess I think I like trying to take the veil or like remove the curtain of big budget movies and saying these people don't deserve this kind of money.
Right.
It's insane. Like, I'm sick of watching good indie films not get budgets that they deserve, or the fucking same people are just doing everything right now. I'm so sick of seeing all the same fucking actors.
Yeah.
It's literally like if they're not in Game of Thrones, they're in the MCU. If they're not in the MCU, they're,
Somewhere
it's
else.
just all the same fucking people.
Right.
And it's all the same directors and writers. But it's because everybody wants to feel safe.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see that trailer. See
They're all
those names
jumping
and
on
go.
TV shows too now because they're like that's where everything is,
Exactly.
Hell, like even Stranger Things gets random people jumping on there just because they want, some stability for a minute and be like, hey, get my name back out there. Yeah, I will totally do that show.
Like any other day, like you really think Sean Astin, like fucking Rudy or fucking Samwise is like, yeah, Stranger Things. That sounds awesome.
Right.
And he's in the worst season. Like that's the biggest bummer. He's in the worst fucking season of the 3 and goes out like a bitch.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, I could say that.
I don't know. Oh, and also the bitterness of like being like the failed film school kid. It's one of those things where I hold these people to a higher standard. I just do. It's that simple. It's like I've met more creative people than you guys in my school. And like some of these people that have written scripts for me or have ran a camera or edited for me or something. I tend to do my own editing, so suck it. But you know what I mean? Like I've seen these
I would
really
also
talented
say
people.
too, like, because a lot of the people that we went to school with, I see them falling into the same pattern as everyone else too.
But why not though? Because it's what it works, and
'Cause-
it's what and companies own. Oh, and now at this point, 3 companies own all of the studios.
Right.
So why not pander to their formula? You know what I mean?
Because
until
we
their
need
formula breaks and
change.
yeah, but until their formula breaks or burns, which Disney may be ready to experience soon, nothing's gonna change.
This is
Like-
it seems like one of those things. It's like, cause to get something in there different, better, newer, that's not gonna be the same recycled bullshit.
That felt like a Daft Punk Kanye West song. New or better.
Someone can
Crash
remix that
Course
shit
Number.
for us. Like you need these younger filmmakers in there, but by the time they get to the point where they're able to do anything, the studios have already gotten them like engraved with like their style. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it.
Or even half the time, it's the problem of like, they only grabbed a director that was kind of a no-name. What the fuck? Oh, no! Well, if I die soon, I'm sorry, Michael. Oh. Well, that's that humming sound I was hearing. That's a tornado warning
There you go.
for my area, by the way. So if you hear big panes of glass shatter, rip. I'll try and get you my audio somehow. Oh yeah, really big fucking who cares.
Dun dun.
I feel bad for filmmakers now because they grab these directors, so they put them in this big spotlight just so they can bully them into doing what they want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they probably don't have a lot of power with their scripts and shit like that, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's one thing I'm gonna miss with like, I mean, granted, some people would say, it's probably better with him not there and stuff, but with like RDJ in the MCU, he actually changed a lot of shit around.
Yeah,
He
well, it's
made
because
shit
he understood
better.
his character.
Yeah.
He understood the
So,
character.
and not only just like his character, but he also made working there better on sets and stuff with people. I heard.
Well, when you're a
rumors-
fucking happy-go-lucky dude with billions of dollars and like, you have a fucking cushy gig, it's kind of like, well, why wouldn't I be happy? You know what I mean?
He doesn't actually have to do any of the fighting either. It's just
he got to a point where he's like, once the helmet goes down, I'm gone. Like, I was like, I get it. It's a fucking cherry gig, man.
That's probably one reason they wanted to kill him off too so fast. You're like, all right,
so they didn't have to pay him. Fucking Christ.
I mean, they're still paying them residuals. You don't think he later contracted him that shit? Come on. He's gonna get some fucking producer credit in the next phase.
Fucking 15-20% off of all the residuals and shit, off all the money is a lot different than paying a fucking like $500 million fucking salary for a movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tornado warning. You safe? Asked Hannah. I go, yes, I am safely recording the podcast and not giving a shit. I literally have so little to care about what's going on in my life right now. I am good. Fucking bring it, dude. Send me to Oz, bitch. I'm good.
So there's a bunch of articles apparently because we were talking about movie reviewers. So I googled something.
Yeah.
There's a shitload of articles out there saying the movie reviewers of today are out of touch with audiences.
Absolutely. Well, I'd argue studios are as well.
I'd argue studios are out of touch with everybody.
With fucking reality.
They see green and that's all they go to. And people are probably thinking that we just don't give a shit about money, but it's not that. It's about the art. Like these studios were formed, well, some of these studios were formed back in the day based on the art, based on providing this art and a lifestyle for people to be happy with. I mean, that's what Disney's about.
Again, I have to say, cult classics fucking exist. I don't get why people forget about that. Longevity and good storytelling can resist. It can stand the test of time. There's a reason why The Boondock Saints is still a beloved movie. I'm not gonna say franchise because those other movies suck dicks, but it's a good movie, and it's not, particularly the best. It's like got a lot of issues because it was relatively low budget,
right?
But it was charismatic actors and good stuff. Same with Scott Pilgrim. That didn't do as well as it should have, but the fan base saved it when it came out, and it's a decent movie. I don't know. Everybody's they're just short-sighted. They want to make something, make their money, and move on to the next thing. It's like, no. If you take one extra year and make sure this thing is solid, it's like, why do you think that no one's going to buy a fucking, Kylo Ren outfit or lightsaber in 20 years, but somehow Vader is still the dude? It's been like 40 years.
That's
and
why
he's still the guy.
That's why the Vader fight scene in Rogue One was like the best scene in that movie.
God, that was so dope. That might be one of the coolest scenes in like almost all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might do that. I might be willing to say that. I
mean, I don't see anything from the prequels didn't beat that, definitely.
No. I do love their lightsaber battles, but they are a little overly choreographed. But I still hold the entire Duel of the Fates from Phantom Menace with Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan to be one of my favorite battles ever. Just because it's so fluid and pretty, and it's so different from anything we'd seen at the time. So I was all about it. But then you get Yoda fucking flipping around like an asshat in the second one, which, when I was fucking 8, thought was cool as shit. I thought that was super cool when I was fucking 10, but now I'm like, oh my God, why?
It does not hold up either.
No, it really doesn't. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, why do you think everybody fights about the prequels, but pretty much at the end of the day, the real fight about the original trilogy is which one's the best one of the three? Right. It's like they're all so fucking good. It's like which one's, and always Empire is the best. So shut up. End of discussion. But
yeah,
no, it's just a good story. I mean, why fucking Christ, The Hunchback of Notre Dame has been redone 90 times. I watched a dog named Wishbone do a reenactment of The Hunchback of Notre Dame on PBS. Like, are you kidding me? I watched him pick up Esmeralda with the 3 talking gargoyles sanctuary with Disney.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, yeah.
But that story has been so fucking old for so long.
It
Shakespeare.
seems there's like so many. Maybe this is the problem. There's so much content out there that writers don't know what to do, like create something without creating what they already know, maybe? Because
really
like back when like take it here, like when like all the good stories, like all the iconic stories were made, there wasn't a shitload of content out at that time. There weren't like that many books and stuff written around that time. Whereas like nowadays you can go everywhere and see everything or read everything or hear anything, you know. So there's so much content that it's flooding the market and flooding people's creativity to the point where they can't create something completely original that's really good.
You really think that?
I
would like you to digest that a little bit more.
Yes.
I mean,
it's a thought, not that I'm 100% behind it, but a thought.
So 20 years ago, had you heard of Lord of the Rings, the books?
Yes.
Cool.
I watched the cartoon when I was younger. So
they make the movies, they do the stuff. Had you ever heard of Game of Thrones? Song of Ice and Fire.
Nikki did. I didn't.
You did not. But now that's all we know about. Is you say Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire, most people know exactly what you're talking about. Whether it be the books or the movies. Those books are like fucking like 20 years old, dude. They're like super old. There are books everywhere, fanfics and stuff being written every fucking minute of every day, dude.
But those aren't the ones that are actually getting the work.
But you're just saying that because nobody's discovered them yet. Nobody's thought to make the money on it. There's always a story. I think the oversaturation is in the production. I think that's the problem.
Too many works going out.
Yeah,
through the companies.
Everybody just wants to keep working, and they're like, but if we keep working, we keep pumping them out, we'll keep working. It's like, no. Can't you just keep paying the same people for a longer period of time?
Right.
And they would go, no, because it wouldn't balance out, you know, because, okay, so say, this is the best way I can do it. Star Wars was easily one of the most profitable names, franchises, IPs ever made, right? Making the movie for $500 million, right? We'll say 250 to make it, 250 for the marketing, right? And then it comes out and only does, like 800 million.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bomb for a movie like that in this day and age. A fucking Star Wars movie should make a bill every single time.
Especially in the world where like Captain Marvel made a bill.
Exactly. Or Black fucking Panther. Like, come on.
Spider-Man made a bill.
Trash.
So
yeah. So my argument is, why not, instead of going 500 mil, why not suck it up and go 800 or 900 million? And guarantee you have the right thing.
Yeah.
You put all the time in the sets. You kept all your characters around. You know, all your actors were around the whole time. Like, no, you're not going to go shoot something else. Fuck you. We're going to pay you enough to stay here and do this.
Which is one of the studio's biggest problems is like, okay, you're wrapped today. Get on out of here. We'll call you if we need reshoots. No,
which was the excuse I also had. But they're also probably doing other projects at the same time.
But that's why you pay them a little bit more and contract them for a longer period.
Well, and also if we didn't use the same fucking actors for every single fucking project.
Yeah.
You know.
But then The Rock wouldn't be working. Come on.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no kidding. But to be fair, he's doing the smart thing. He's actually making original shit and doing some of the pander stuff. He's mixing it.
He does so much more too than people actually know about. Like,
oh yeah,
he has his mainstream stuff, but then he still does indie shit too.
Fighting with the family.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he was essentially just doing a cameo, but he still fucking did it.
He's done some B movies too with like was that Liam Hemsworth before and
When he's on Ballers on
Yeah.
fucking HBO or whatever.
he
the hell,
produces that, I
Stars.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is like, I mean, imagine you put out 800 mil, you spend the 2 to 3 years to make the story instead of the 1 year.
Or 6
You know,
months.
maybe spend a year and a half on the actual script.
Yeah.
Then start and then
Yeah.
give it 2 years to shoot it and do it really, really well. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to be so good that you're going to make all the merch back. You're going to be able to sell toys for the next 4 Christmases instead of just this one. You're going to get a video game out of it that people actually want to play. You're going to get, like, think about it. The original 3 Star Wars is the reason why all of this bullshit we're dealing with right now even fucking exists. They didn't have a toy line when the first movie came out. They didn't even have DVDs or VHSs or
Dude,
any of that shit. The only way you saw these movies were in the theater.
Even when the toy line though for Star Wars came out, they didn't have toys. You bought an empty box and you got the shit sent to you when they finally made them.
That's what I'm fucking saying. People are like, their toys is the reason why. No, it's not. The movie was fucking good and people wanted the toys.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see the movie.
Just-
Once it left the theaters, there was no way to see the movies again.
Yeah. And
So when the toys
Lucas
came
was
out, it
just
was a
really
way for the
smart
kids to
about the
reenact
marketing
it.
of it afterwards.
Be really cool if my phone could see it. I'm going to turn the brightness down and maybe I'll be able to see you. It's so weird. Okay, there we go. Okay.
You got
Hannah
proof you're
just called
working?
me. Well, yeah, and the tornado sirens are still going off. Hannah's like, since she's working, they're in a mall, so the mall has to shut down and everybody has to go to the tornado shelters.
Yeah.
So Hannah's like, we're all squished in my office, so I'm going to send her a picture of you and me just casting in the living room going, I don't give a shit. Tornado time. Ta-ta, turtle man. So I guess that's really, I don't want to linger too much on this because
Yeah, because we could
let's be
keep
fair,
going. We could keep
I bitch
talking
about this
too.
all the time, but
This
I
would be
just say-
something cool to get some guests on with.
I would love to hear other,
especially
people's
some of our
opinions and shit
industry friends and guests that are in there, like they're seeing this shit firsthand, like, you know.
It's like, are you feeling like you're being stifled or being pushed into a corner or
Right.
like pigeonholed? Like, I'm
You know.
just curious, you know?
I mean, they don't have to. We don't have to put their name on if they really say some shit.
Yeah.
I can
It's like,
change
be
your
real,
voice.
man.
That's what modulators are for. No, I totally agree though. Like, we could keep going on forever on this, and I'm sure you guys could just not listen forever too. So
And go, Jesus Christ, we get it. You're fucking pretentious. Can we move on? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
you guys want the art, okay? Yeah. You want better stories, okay?
We get it. You have
said
high
this
standards,
5
you
podcasts
fucking
ago
nerd.
too. All right, man. So with that, then to get into a different topic.
5 minutes of slashery.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So this is 5 minutes of slashery, where we talk about horror genre, thriller genre, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna start because apparently John has some stuff too this week.
What? No way,
What?
John. How'd you pull that off? I don't know.
I just want to go off with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark has been in theaters now, and they are making some money. I have not yet gone to see this. I probably won't go and see this in theaters just because I don't care that much. I read the books when I was a kid. I didn't care that much. The artwork was always cool. I guess the movie did a lot of cool stuff with the artwork.
No, you stole my idea.
Did I?
I bet you did.
No, I didn't. I'm just talking about numbers now. So, on their Thursday night, they brought in $2.3 million for a horror movie. Not too bad for their opening night. The budget came out to about, what was it? Like $40 million for the adaptation of it, and they're said to make like a lot more than that. It's projected to make $20 million after the opening, which
shit.
or after this week, they're projected to make over 20 million.
Holy
So,
fuck.
and then in other horror news, real quick, and then I'll let John go, unless you wanted to go on top of that topic too.
Keep going.
All right. In other horror news, Quentin Tarantino has come out saying he wants to do his 10th movie as a horror story, as a horror movie, which I don't know if I want to see a Quentin Tarantino horror movie because he already puts a lot of gore in it. It would just be nothing but bloodbath. He's saying, you know, for his 10th movie, because he is doing a Star Wars adapt, that he would like to do a good horror movie if he can actually come up with a good story for it.
And he's doing Star Trek, not Star Wars. Sorry.
Did I say Star Wars?
Yes, you did.
Oh, well, that would be cool too.
Fair enough. Couldn't make it worse. I promise that.
Yeah, he's doing Star Trek. He said he's, I don't think, oh, no, wait. Where the fuck did it go? I lost it already. But yeah, as long as this movie that just came out recently, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he says maybe if this movie makes a decent amount, he just won't do a 10th movie. And then he'll call it quits. Which would be smart, you know, go out on top, but whatever.
That's lame.
And then
keep making shit, man.
That is all I have for the news anyways of horror stuff. You have something, so go ahead, sir.
Man, I just want to talk about scary stories to tell in the dark.
Go ahead.
It looks fucking awesome. Guillermo del Toro he puts the fucking time in with this crew. These costumes look incredible. I just keep seeing behind the scenes stuff of them making it and like side by sides of the artwork and stuff from the old books. It looks fucking great. I almost at a point where I don't even care if the story is good. I'm going against myself. I just want to go and see all those images that I read and freaked me out when I was a fucking kid. I hope they do the Bloody Mary story.
I was told they do. I'm not sure though.
Because I know they do a lot of them, and I'm so.
Is it like an
pumped.
anthology movie? Is that what they're doing with it?
I have no idea. Everything about it is just fucking intriguing as shit. I just want to see it. I want to see what they're doing. And if the movie sucks dicks, then I go steal all their costumes, make an anthology one on HBO, and I'll watch the fuck out of that too.
Yeah.
God damn it. And I know this isn't horror, but Guillermo del Toro, give me a fucking BioShock movie, please. I want it.
He's been talking about that, right?
Give it to me. I don't know if he's talking about it, but god damn it, I am. So the rest of the world should talk about it. Fuck. I want it. I want scary. Give me scary, because I'm a pussy. I want scary.
And, okay. I got about 30 seconds left. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? That's all you got?
I'm out of stories. I'm out of scary stories.
All right, so for A Quiet Place 2 that they're doing.
They're really doing that?
Yeah. Djimon Hounsou is Shazam, the original Shazam.
Yeah, sure.
He's playing, he's to replace Brian Tyree Henry, I guess. I'm not sure how that works, but okay.
Don't know what that means, but sure. Didn't sell the first one, so whatever. I don't care.
Yep.
It's Bird Box.
All right.
5 minutes of slashery.
All right, that
Michael,
is
Michael,
minutes of slashery. What?
Michael, I feel like we disappeared for about 5 minutes. I don't know where we went, but I'm glad we're back.
All right, so should we still keep talking about, you know, studios and how they need to work on shit?
God, no, please. Fucking kill my soul.
Oh man.
You know what? I want to talk about a show that I actually finally finished. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Can I do that? I want to do that.
What show is this?
So to go all the way back, it's been 1 week since I looked at you.
1 week since I...
Yes, exactly. Thank you for repeating exactly what I said. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning where I talked about my Amazon subscription that isn't actually mine.
Yeah.
I watched a show produced, I believe, helped being written / adapted with Seth Rogen called The Boys.
Seth Rogen's a part of that?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
FYI, I'm still an apologist. I love me some fucking Green Hornet. I think Green Hornet was perfectly fine. Had a lot. I wish the villain was better. I wish the writing was a lot stronger. But god damn it, the guy that they got to play Kato, the fact that he disappeared off the radar pisses me the fuck off. I loved him. Thought he's great.
The guy who played Kato, he does stuff, doesn't he?
I don't remember. I haven't seen anything lately.
Jay Choi?
I guess I'm probably
Jay Chow?
Yeah, I guess I'm probably not seeking him out, but like,
Right.
I think that franchise really could have used a sequel. I think a really solid writer could have came in and done.
He
something
does
really
music.
awesome. There you go.
And he's going to be in Triple X4. Because apparently they're making the fourth one.
No, because you know my feelings about fucking Return of Xander Cage.
And he's in Now You See Me Too. Probably the only Asian kid in that movie.
Well, that's racist, but that's fine.
That's not racist. I didn't
It's
say.
just
I
a
didn't
fact.
say. I didn't say Oriental.
Oh my god.
Which I just found out recently that that's a racist comment.
Do you know why they call it the Orient?
No. The Orient
Feel free to-
Express?
Fucking I hate you. Pierogi, what's his name? Perot? Ross Perot? No. You can Google this to see how stupid I am, but I'm pretty sure this is true. It's because they used to use that continent / those countries for the point of orientation on a map. So that's why they called it the Orient.
I'll look it up and see. But
I
can
mean-
continue talking about your boys.
But yeah, my boys!
I have
my
not watched
testicles.
this yet, so I am going to watch
Really?
it.
Man, I
We've
don't know.
been behind because we watch a lot of this stuff. Me and Nick watch like a lot of like the comic book shit together.
Yeah.
Besides like Arrowverse stuff. So like that show, Umbrella Academy, we watch we watched that together and shit. So
You're
yeah.
gonna go play the cello, you jackass. I fucking loved it, dude. I'm gonna do my best to not spoil anything for you. It's only 9 episodes, which I really do appreciate these shows kind of trying to compact a little bit, because Netflix would have drugged this shit out to 13 or some shit and ruined it. It's pretty fucking good, dude. I would have to say the first 3 episodes are just fucking stellar, dude. They're almost like perfect storytelling for this, like for what they're going for, like this theme / like world that they built. They nailed it. Like they set it up strong and they deliver the rest of the way through. The characters are fucking awesome. Butcher's great.
Yeah, tell
the guy
me,
who plays
Carl
Frenchie's
Urban is like dope no matter what he's
Carl
in.
Urban's God. I don't give a fuck. He's awesome. He is a white Denzel Washington. That dude, you put him in anything, he's the best part of it. I don't care. He's so great.
Yeah.
He never does poorly in a movie. Even if the movie is shit, he is not shit in it. He is awesome. There's not a bad actor in this movie or in this show. There just isn't. My only issue is that I think around episode 5, I believe, might be a little later. I think it was more like 6 or 7. They start to introduce some other elements and shit kind of gets a little weird. Gets a little overly like complicated and kind of like mature, like a little overtly mature.
Okay.
Almost to a point where I'm uncomfortable.
That's the point. If you feel uncomfortable because of something, you're supposed to. Mr. Nymphomaniac.
That is not always true. Also, sometimes that can really hurt your narrative. If you're going to introduce those kind of elements, introduce them earlier.
How
what I
late
mean?
did they wait till? What episode?
Pretty
like-
much the last 2 to 3 episodes.
Okay.
So it's jarring, but I have to say the way they end it is so crazy and dramatic and kind of what?
See, it takes a lot though for me to feel like uncomfortable from a movie. That's
Yeah, so
that's
you'll
like
be fine.
Yeah.
But I think the twists or whatever, or like the climax of the like the final episode hits you with so many what the fuck moments that you're kind of like, all right, I'm in. Even if you kind of lost me, I'm like, you know what? This ride has been fun. You opened up enough kind of mystery boxes for me.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm here for season 2.
How
Let's
well
go.
is it's Dennis Quaid's son? How well is he in this?
I don't know who Dennis Quaid's son is playing.
I think he's like the main guy, like the main superhero guy in the blue, I believe. Who wears the blue
He's
suit?
the Superman?
Yeah, it looks like
character?
Superman.
Oh, he's awesome. Oh, I'm telling you, dude, all the actors are absolutely phenomenal. There's not a weak actor in this at all.
Yeah.
0. Not a problem.
Okay.
Like Frenchie's my favorite. He has this really cool like expository moment with him and the nerdy guy who's kind of the everyman that gets thrust into the group. Cuz it's just about a bunch of guys who are trying to take down superhuman people.
Yeah.
And you don't really know why. You just know that they hate them. But you've probably seen the trailers, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you kind of know why the main nerdy guy.
Oh, he does not play.
them?
That is not him. He plays Huey.
Oh, Huey's awesome. He's the
Sorry.
straight guy. He's
Yeah.
the straight man, quote unquote.
Okay.
Who the bad thing happens to him, and because of that, he ends up with this group of renegade guys going after superheroes.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You remember the movie Waiting?
Yeah, with the Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, kind of think like that. It kind of feels like that. It's like Huey plays that dude essentially.
Do we get the bat?
Not the Batwing or the log. Actually, you might if you watch long enough. Now I'm
He
telling
plays
you,
like the kid that just got hired, is what you're saying. Like that's his personality in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he's just kind of like he has a bad thing happen to him, and because of it, he ends up on these guys' radar.
Mm-hmm.
The boys. He ends up on their radar, and they bring him into the fold because of it. And so you get to watch him essentially have his training day with all these guys to figure it all out. And it's pretty fucking great, dude. It's so well constructed and paced. It's really good. And like, oh my God, dude, it actually looks great. Like I honestly didn't expect it to look as good as it does, but they nailed it. It looks fucking great. Like CGI is solid. The costumes are actually good. The characters are good.
That's one thing with like the streaming services, as far as like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon go. Mm-hmm. And I guess the DC one does pretty well too with the cinematography.
I've heard Swamp Thing's insane. Swamp Thing's insane.
No, I mean there are some that Netflix puts out that the cinematography is not that great.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're going for a different style. But for a whole,
there's also a difference between like buying something that a studio was already making,
right,
and then just because like Unicorn Store, we talked about that. Yeah. They didn't necessarily fund it to be made, but then they gave them all the money to finish it. Like they knew they were gonna get kind of bought, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like right now, I'm watching Wu Assassins on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the CW type shows, like Arrowverse shows, but with like an R rating. And so it's there's some parts and there's kind of like corny and stuff, but it's like kick ass and and it's a better kung fu than in Iron Fist or karate or whatever they did in Iron Fist. I think it was.
Well, we will hold off on The Boys for more spoilery talk until you finish it. Because I'd be happy to go back and
we'll try and get through that real fast.
Pretty much once you tell me when you start watching it, so then I can rewatch it because I actually enjoyed it that much. I would very much like to.
Well, we should be done with the Wu Assassins like this week because we've been watching 1 to 2 a night
and
just
then,
to knock it out.
Good Omens will probably be my next one.
Is that one you guys are starting already, or?
That's just one I'm just gonna roll through. I mean, I still have the Amazon. I kind of want to get rid of my Amazon subscription because I'm not really feeling the
company.
the business practices
Yeah.
of the company.
I get you.
I'm sorry if
Everybody's
I sound a little
out there
extra
and everyone sees the stuff on Facebook and shit.
Yeah,
Everyone
so-
posts the stupid memes too about it, but then they'll still go and buy their thing off Amazon.
You
so
know,
it doesn't matter.
I've just worked in shitty companies, so I don't have a problem believing those stories, regardless of whether or not they're true. I don't have a problem with it. But also, I think I don't like seeing retail stores die. I actually like the idea of people getting out of their house from time to time. So that's, you're welcome, everybody, if you would like to figure out which side I lean to. But yeah, no, I just want to finish out those, and then I'll probably get rid of the subscription and only pull it up when I need it. And hopefully Amazon will start putting out some of the shows that they do, because I really want to watch The Tick again. I didn't finish out season 2.
The remake.
The one that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the 90s one.
I watched the
Awesome.
90s one.
with Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
I love him. Yeah, he's absolutely awesome.
I would definitely check out some of the Electric Dream shows, dude. Episodes. There is one in there that, swear to God, it's funny because it's Amazon, but it's like they did an episode on this show that's kind of like attacking companies like Amazon.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting to see like how that goes along. It's pretty cool. It's called AutoFac is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
AutoFac. It's episode 8 of Electric Dreams.
I gotta finish Love, Death, and Robots first, though. I have to.
I love the anthology series, like where every episode is a different story.
I love that.
because I don't have to
absolutely
like watch them in order or anything.
Why can't superhero shows be more like that? Like serial shit. Like
What If? The What If
Well, that's-
series.
Well, that's why I used to watch Lois and Clark, like Dean Cain's. Like it was just That's why The Flash worked when it first started. It was villain of the month with an overarching story in the background.
Yeah, well, like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead kind of changed all of that bullshit.
Yeah, eat me.
Like even back in the day, like all the Star Trek stuff was all very by the book. Every episode didn't really matter if you watched the other one or not. Except for like some of the long story arcs, but they like dragged them out through 22 episodes. You could just watch those episodes and you'd be good. It wasn't until like I think DS9 did it where they started actually getting into storylines for like 5 episodes and then they jump back into their bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, TV's gone that route, dude. It's like, they're mini movies. Or a longer movie actually.
But pick one or the other. Don't do that. If you're gonna try and do more than a couple of seasons, like stop. Like think about it.
Could you imagine if like CSI was like that, where you had to watch 5 episodes to find out what the fuck's going on?
Well, then you'd get like fucking. Well, I mean, to be fair, Bones did it. They had a different thing like every day, but then like they had Gargamel or whoever the fuck they were fighting or. Gorgamel
Well, Dexter did the same thing too.
Dexter as well, yeah. But see, that's why that shit worked, and that's the way that the fucking superheroes should be doing it. Also, with the movies, stop killing your fucking villains.
Yeah.
Stop killing them. It's annoying.
I'm interested to see what style lists like they go with their Disney Plus shit with Marvel doing their shows on that now.
Oh, I'm so big. Who cares? Unless I hear really amazing things, I'm so over Marvel right now.
Are you interested at all in the Star Wars TV show that they're doing?
Fuck no.
The Mandalorian? Yeah.
No, fucking who gives a shit?
Apparently,
Oh
a lot of
God.
fucking Star Wars fans.
I doubt it. Really talk to a lot more. I mean, I think Jon Favreau's actually doing it.
Yeah, which is probably the only reason it might be good.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
but again, am I gonna get the streaming service and watch the first episode? No, fuck you. Like, I want to hear it first.
You also have to, again, is it like, they put these directors' names behind it that people like Favreau and stuff, but then you get movies like The Lion King, and it's like, he didn't have, there's no creative say in that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And like how much direction is he really giving these people?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, do you see the original? Okay, yeah, just say those lines. Because that's what it felt like when I watched the trailer. It's like, you saw the first one, right? It's like, yeah, just say those lines.
Right.
Cool. Awesome.
We're speaking of stupid movies like that. I just rewatched the Aladdin movie, the cartoon.
The original cartoon.
1990, what, 3 or 1 or some shit like that?
To revitalize the fact that it's fucking incredible.
And, yeah. I mean, honestly, 1992. Honestly, the only reason that really started, though, because I remember everything from that one. Mm-hmm. And then I realized
it's still good.
I realized Jafar's fucking hand is massive, so when he like grabs Jasmine from behind, he like grabs her tit. I was like, damn, Disney doing Weinstein in the 90s.
Damn.
When Weinstein was doing Weinstein. and I'm not even going to say allegedly.
Too soon. Too soon. Triple soon.
But no, like the only reason I really started it is because Michael wanted to watch it because I refused to take them to go see the live action one. So I'm letting them watch that, and then they're gonna watch.
Dude, can I tell you though? No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm fucking proud of you. I'm not gonna lie, because at least if you like rent it or some bullshit, like
I don't want it in my house.
But you know what I mean? Like $1 at a Redbox makes me feel better than you dropping tickets and shit for the movie in the theater. It just that shit makes me so sick.
Nikki will probably end up renting it if I like go out of town or something for work. But
I get it.
I mean, I have no interest in seeing it, and I don't really care that my kids see it. Caleb was like really into the cartoon as soon as he saw Genie pop up.
Exactly.
So
just
it's
let
like,
them watch the cartoon. They'll like the cartoon better.
Then they're gonna watch Return of Jafar. We might watch that tonight because I want to get to fucking Aladdin, the King of Thieves. When he gets to meet his daddy.
That is actually surprisingly good.
It's
the
fun.
Second one's the Return of Jafar is a little trash. It's not very good, and not having Robin Williams is kind of brutal.
Yeah.
But goddamn, third one's pretty solid. It's okay. I like it. I like the third one. I might like it better than the second.
I want to get my hands on the actual like Disney show cartoon show. Like it was like 2 seasons, I think. But it was like 20 or 40 episodes worth. So I'm like, that was fun.
That was probably the most solid one out of all of them. They tried like a Timon and Pumbaa one that wasn't very good, and then they did a Little Mermaid one that was also
Timon and
very
Pumbaa.
good.
Oh yeah, because it was kind of like when DreamWorks did the Penguins, right? That was like Timon and Pumbaa did theirs.
It was a little
like
older
them
than
traveling
that,
around and shit. I know it was older, but I'm like it was them
well,
traveling
no, I was
around
talking. It
and
was
stuff.
like before the Penguin. It was in the time of like when they were trying all that stuff.
It was after I think the show came out after they dropped Lion King 1.5. Because remember they did 1.5, which showed like what happened in 1.
Yeah.
Watch Disney do that with the Marvel stuff. Like, here's a show of Captain America putting back everything, which I'd actually like to see.
You know a cartoon that could be kind of fun?
What?
I would watch a Seven Dwarfs cartoon.
Okay. Like like a serial type thing, like
like 2-3 seasons, 22 episodes apiece.
Oh God, 22 episodes.
Just a little bullshit Saturday morning cartoon. Dude, think about all those personalities. They're hyperbolic characters.
Yeah. You
could pair them up, have single person days.
I played Dopey. I played Dopey once in the our high school theater department did stuff with the elementary schools. So we'd go and we'd create our own plays with like different characters. Like one guy dressed up as what's that dude's name from Blue's Clues? Steve, yeah, because he had one of my sweaters I gave him.
Oh my God.
And they reenacted like some shit from Blue's Clues. They had a kid come out in a blue dog costume and shit. And then we did one with the 7 dwarfs, and I dressed up like Dopey. Just went to a secondhand shop and got these big ass fucking clothes and shit.
Oh my God.
Oh.
At least you came predisposed with the fucking personality. Oh.
This is why I'm so fucked up.
Well, let's see. I'm gonna go back. Go watch The Boys if you haven't watched it. Also, to fans, go fucking watch it. It's great. It is gory. If you don't like gore, be a little careful. they do tackle a lot of real life uncomfortable shit. And so if you guys aren't ready for that, then I'd be careful. Otherwise, it is very, very well done. It is super, super good.
Speaking of real life uncomfortable shit.
Should I pull my pants down?
Yes. Pull them down. I'm an info. I need it.
Fuck that movie. I can't believe you tried to make me watch those.
Well, we're going to talk about that on our podcast because I have some complaints about the ending.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, I think we did decent today.
Did
you good?
We? Well, would you like me to, figure out a way to teach you how to pat yourself on the back a little bit more? Or
I can't reach right now. I'm too fat to like.
I'm proud of you.
No. So, do you have anything? There's so much shit that's been going on. I just like missed half of it.
Oh, I think we're gonna keep recording. It's fine. Not like right now, but like we'll get to them. My biggest thing right now is don't forget Avengers came out. Endgame came out. What? Pretty much at this point, we'll say about a week ago, came out on disc, and
yeah.
I would like to promote our what was it, number 12?
Number 12.
Our Avengers Endgame review with you, me, and Philip Span, the audio god from roosterteeth.com.
And it gets rough on some points, bro.
Oh, it's brutal. It's super brutal. And I will never apologize for how annoyed I was, because that had been when we recorded it. I literally had come out of the theater for the second time.
Yeah.
And I was legitimately annoyed at how poorly this movie ended something that was built up for so fucking long. It was so long. And Tony's death was unearned, but given to us very well.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't have died. You had God there, aka Captain Marvel. None of this shit should have happened.
I mean, Black Panther could put it on. His
I don't
suit,
care about that.
His suit could have absorbed the powers.
Sure.
And then he could have blasted Thanos anyways.
they did a lot of just garbage, and I'm still mad at it. I don't plan to buy it. I'm going to pretty much just make a hyper crazy playlist of all my favorite moments, because there are very good moments in that movie. Do not get me wrong.
Why don't you cut your own together? Cut your own together.
They're all memes, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
This movie actually holds itself better to just YouTube 5-minute clips. This is not a good movie. It's terrible.
I'll have to watch it again, because I haven't watched it since we actually did our podcast.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to watch it again. Don't get me wrong. But it's honestly, I think the next time I do it, it will only be in commentary form, because I'm so fucking pissed off at this movie. And it wouldn't have hurt so bad if they did not keep that steady decline right afterwards.
Yeah.
And people would be like, "What afterwards?" It's like, yeah, Far From Home was not that great.
Hey, fuck off. That was a fun
issues.
movie. It was a good movie.
You still hate the sunglasses. Fuck you. But Black Panther and Captain Marvel felt like they were literally stapled on, and felt shitty. I don't like it, and I still don't like it.
Well, they went back even with Infinity War. As soon as Black Panther did as good as it did, and they went and reshot more stuff with Wakanda and all that, just because it did so good. I'm like, you guys, you're ruining your stories. I wonder what the story was like before they did that.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm really curious.
I really want to know. I really want to know what the Russos and what the writers had to put on the back burner because of the studios.
Yeah.
Because the Hulk stuff that was set up in Infinity War was probably going to be some of the best payoff that we were going to get, and we just didn't get it. All the stuff from Civil War never touched on again, which is sad, because I would argue that movie was the biggest softball setup for Infinity War and Endgame. But, we didn't get any of it, and that's fine. Why do you care? Because we'll never get it now. It's gone. It's all gone. Dust in the wind, my friend.
Oh boy.
But watch that one with a grain of salt, because to be fair, it was number 12. We were still kind of getting our legs, at least for me. I was still figuring out.
Yeah. We were all still trying to, we're still working through too. We're developing differently all the time. We just started the stupid slashery crap, and we're developing more into that too, and we're developing more every day.
I'd like to think I've been a little nicer to you since the first at least dozen. No, I was very passionate about it. I put a lot of investment into the MCU. I love it very much. I think it's really, really well done. I think it's some of the best storytelling that you got for a while in movies. Regardless of whether or not they were solid.
Yeah. It also doesn't help too that like those were a lot of the movies we really got.
Yeah.
In that period of time, we didn't have. Now more studios are trying to put out other stuff, but with Disney owning everything, it's becoming to that point where I feel
they all look the same.
Yeah,
they all feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
They all feel the same.
And as we're on Disney, they just announced they cast Prince Eric for Little Mermaid, and it's going to be Harry Styles.
Ew. Fucking One Direction. You think he's going to light up your world like nobody else?
Is that who he is from?
Yeah.
Soundtrack. Oh, I was looking at soundtrack. Okay. Oh, okay.
When Ariel flips her hair, he'll be overwhelmed, but as long as you don't get it wet.
Why are they... Why? He doesn't sing. Why do we need a singer for the... Does he sing? I don't remember that movie.
I'm pretty sure Eric never sings a song, but even...
They're gonna make him now.
They'd give him. They're gonna give him a song. I mean, they gave Beyonce an extra song. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
They gave Jasmine a different fucking song in Aladdin, a whammon song. They gave her one of those like fucking I want to be the Sultan. It's like, oh my god, really? Fucking Disney's fucking shit up in a big, big way. I don't care. That fucking Little Mermaid movie is gonna be fucking absolute garbage. It's gonna be trash. It's gonna be absolutely shit. Again, you give me this cast and just had it be a different adaptation, I'd have been fine with it.
Yeah.
Because they did like some weird circus one. Like where I guess it was like a little bit closer to the source material or something. I don't know. I don't care. I didn't pay attention.
Oh, when like the mermaid's in the circus? Is that what it was?
Yeah, she's like in a tank or some shit. And it's like, oh, okay, that's an adaptation. That could have been fun. You give me these actors in something
they
like
don't want to risk anything on adaptations because they know people are going to go see these no matter what, and it saddens me.
Now, give it time. It's only going to do it until people don't. Because I'm telling you, one of these is going to piss somebody off, and it's going to be enough to end it.
It's really going to end up... I'm waiting for the movie that makes them like really lose a shitload of money. So that they realize it.
I already know which one it's going to be. It's going to be Rise of Skywalker. And they're going to have to fucking dial back their shit. And then when the next live action remake flops, that's going to be the one that tanks. I'm still amazed. These are the things where I talk about, like, if you are a smart exec, we're doing them. Fucking Tangled. Just remake Tangled. Remake Tangled right now, live action, and bring Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi in to actually play their fucking characters.
While they're still hot and young and everything.
Yeah. But it doesn't even matter. You could CGI them younger, just a smidge. It's not like you're making them 50 years younger. You'd literally just be trying to shave off like 5-10 years.
I'd like to see them do Brave.
I would love Brave because I didn't really connect with the actual animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
But like with bear shit and stuff, I think that could be really cool. It could be exciting. And archery is still big. Thank you, Green Arrow, because we're going to have one last hurrah. And
hurrah!
I would watch it. I'd watch it. I'd watch shit of it. They're
not going to do a Brave live action movie. It's a redhead. Are you kidding?
I just want the movie shot for shot. Everybody's like, no. It's like, no, I seriously want it. It's an exercise at how close can you do it. It would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, and for people out there too, like wondering like that, it's actually an exercise they give us in film school to not necessarily film, but to photograph something shot for shot as close as you can get it from a movie scene. Because I ended up doing it with Nick from Nightmare on Elm Street with the hand coming out of the bathtub. And then they gave me shit because it was the picture was flipped because my bathtub was on the other side. I'm like, motherfuckers, of course. Yeah. You want me to flip the picture? Fine. I'll flip the picture.
Yes, you should have flipped the picture. Yes. Sorry, that is a lack of attention to detail. Yes. I'm sorry. I would probably fuck with you.
If I would have flipped the picture, though, then the wall would have been on the opposite side.
But that's fine. So, you would have saw the subject matter would have looked the same.
So in the movie, they have her sitting in the bathtub up against where the water comes out.
The spout, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to put my wife up against the fucking spout. She'll kill me. She was already pissed to do the shoot anyway.
Wow. To be fair, I made Hannah do a couple. I recreated the Yeah Yeah Yeah's Zero album cover with the it was like a fake eyeball in a girl's mouth. Mm-hmm. It was pretty dope. I got a lot of compliments on it. I was pretty happy about that one. That was way before I had like lighting kits and shit like that.
But it's like also too with the shoot I did, it's like, you know, when those studios do those things, they have removable walls and stuff. I was literally in the tub, like bending over just to get the right angle and everything. Because I didn't have a good lens either to give like, you know.
Super bummer. You just had to figure out something with a naked chick in a bathtub. Big bummer.
She was wearing a bathing suit. We just made it look like she was naked.
Well, that's lame. Why even bother? She's your wife. Why would you even bother?
She was already in her bathing suit. She just came in from the pool. So I was like, get in here real quick.
Yeah, still lame.
But to get the hand in the tub, all I did was I put the Freddy's glove on a bottle of shampoo and stuck it in there.
That's lame. I would have shoved my hand in there. Not like in... You know what I mean. Shut up. Okay. Well, I feel like
that's it.
I'm feeling. Are you feeling? I'm feeling like I'm feeling stuff.
You feel it? Do you feel it, John? Do you really feel it?
I am so. I got nothing, man.
This is why we do podcasts in the morning and not in the evening.
Right? No, it's just I just don't want to start another topic because I have shit to talk about. But guess what, nerds? You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to fucking set your clocks, drop your pants, and sleep on it, and then we'll come back to it. I don't know why I said drop your pants. Man, I'm having a day. But go watch The Boys. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I'm fucking pumped about. I'm gonna go see that shit. I'm gonna start me some Good Omens. I hope that shit is good. David Tennant is my boy. If you haven't watched Doctor Who, start with him. He's the best. If you like Christopher Eccleston, I guess start with season 9. I believe it's 9 or 10. Can't remember. That's where you start with Doctor Who. I'm gonna get you there, Michael.
Nah.
If you like Star Trek, you'll like Doctor Who. End of discussion. I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now.
I have too many shows I'm into already. I'm just like, I don't need more. Of course, they keep canceling a lot of them too. So
don't worry. During your break, I'm gonna send you one, and I'm just gonna tell you gotta watch it. We still got more Kevin Smith news coming up. Crisis on Infinite Earth shit is still coming out. Can't wait to speak with you on that. I don't know, man. I'm feeling good.
And I'm gonna make John watch some really bad movies he does not want to watch.
I already saw Unicorn Store. To be fair, I didn't hate it. I'm still working on a couple other recommendations. But that being said, glad we're back, man. I feel good. I feel it in my loins. Thank you for yawning in my face. That made me feel good. I guess I'm just gonna say, I'll see you when I see you. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Nerds, guess what I'm about to say? Later. Nerds.
Chug it, fuck it, football. Peace. Thanks for tuning in to another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch this episode and more at soundcloud.com/Operation Babble or iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play at Operation Babble or YouTube at Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. Have a great day, guys. Peace.